It's noon on a Monday, and right now the Chicago Bears, well, they're in limbo. They're deciding where they'll play in the future. A bill to keep them in Illinois is now dead, as Indiana now is pushing its bid.
And we are watching the radar. Not much out there. In fact, this is the best chance we're going to get some rain this week. Mainly dry, but we'll talk about the road to the weekend, where showers and storms become more likely.
Also this Monday, there's a new proposal on the table to increase taxes, all to help to pay for reconstruction of our roads. We have the latest of this proposal and how it will impact you. And thanks for joining us today at 13 News at Noon. I'm Anne Marie Tiernan. And this Monday, we're following developments out of Illinois right now, where the state, that's where the Chicago Bears are right now, but where they will play in the future. Well, that's what remains up in the air right now. A bill that would keep the team in Illinois died as lawmakers have adjourned their spring legislative session, and they did so dispersing without a vote from the House. Here in Indiana, lawmakers are also working to get the Bears to come here, to move out of the Windy City. State lawmakers have a plan to finance and build a dome stadium. This would be in the northwestern part of the state up in Hammond, and they are promising taxpayer benefits. The Bears releasing a statement earlier today saying in part, quote, "We will finalize our evaluation of both Arlington Heights and Hammond and remain on the late spring, early summer timeline that we have previously communicated." Now, the lawmakers in Illinois are not expecting to take up the bill for the Bears Stadium until their summer session. That resumes come July. Today here in Indiana, a recount vote is underway for the race for Indiana Senate District 23. That primary is currently decided by a mere 2 votes. So this is the status right now. The incumbent state senator, that's Spencer Deary, has been for now declared the winner and winning over Trump-backed challenger Paula Copenhaver. Now, Paula called for this recount. She also asked to depose 13 voters that she claims voted illegally in the primary. Now, in a new filing with the Indiana Recount Commission, she says it's unclear if 3 of those voters actually cast a ballot in the primary at all. You can follow the recount and the developments on this week's episode of Crossroad Politics. We have it on our WTHR streaming app. Turning now to our forecast with our lovely meteorologist, Lindsay Monroe, who is tracking some spotty showers with temperatures in the 70s. But we looked at radar and it was like, there's not a lot to see there on this Monday.
No, and a lot of it isn't even hitting the ground, what you do see, because we've got so much dry air that's kind of eating up any of that moisture. So we're going to start with radar. Okay. We'll talk about what's going on and how this pattern is going to remain relatively quiet for the first several days of June here. Here is your radar picture. We have this weak boundary that's set up as a high pressure dome that was in place throughout the weekend in the Great Lakes. It's been weakening. So as far as what we are seeing, a very spotty shower or 2, especially across the northern and the eastern tier of the state. As we get into the evening, we're going to keep a chance of perhaps a stray shower going. Rain chances, though, quite limited across the state because we've been watching this pocket of dry air that's been really that dominant weather feature for us over the past couple of days. You can see most of that moisture. These are your dew points, by the way. It's how we measure how much moisture is in the atmosphere. The closer that dew point temperature is to the actual air temperature gives us a good idea of how saturated the air is. And that is certainly the case to our southwest, but we're still really on the dry side of all that. And because of that dry air close to the surface, it's not going to make for great rain chances today. So we are looking at only about a 20% chance as we go through this afternoon and then on through the evening. And believe it or not, this is actually one of the better days to see rain this week. A dry setup is going to settle in for the remainder of this work week with some increasing rain chances by next weekend. So for the rest of your forecast today, a mix of sun and clouds as temperatures warm back into the upper 70s, which is exactly where we should be at this point in the season as we enter into the month of June. And then partly cloudy and clearing out much later tonight. Coming up, we'll talk about the entire stretch of this dry weather and then the return of humidity, the return of rain, and storm chances to your 7-day forecast.
All right, Lindsay, thanks. We'll check back. We do have some new information for you this afternoon. IMPD now tell us that they have arrested someone in that hit and run crash that occurred Sunday just right outside our station here at 10th and Meridian at WTHR. We want to show you the video from the crash. This is along 10th between Meridian and Illinois downtown. down. Our crew reports seeing 2 cars involved in a crash and 2 guns right out in our front parking lot. Metro Police tell us 2 people went to the hospital, and also there is a suspect that is facing preliminary charges of leaving the scene of an accident causing injury, reckless driving, and resisting officers. Also this afternoon, we now know the name of a 23-year-old man killed in a shooting in a parking garage in downtown Indianapolis. It happened around 6 o'clock Thursday night on South Capitol Avenue. Police say they found Brett Scroggum in the parking garage. He went to the hospital in critical condition and then died Saturday. Officers did detain a person of interest at the scene, but they did not specify that person's involvement in the incident, and we're told that person since has been released. If you know anything about this case, you're urged to call officers or Crime Stoppers. Also today, the Indiana DNR is investigating after a boy was found in a northern Indiana lake. It happened around 5 o'clock on Saturday night at Whitmer Lake, that's up in LaGrange County. It's also near State Road 9 and East 700 South. Police say they believe what happened was the boy jumped from a boat into the water and then he just never came back up. Others jumped in to try and save him, but they weren't able to find the boy. It was just after 8 that night that they found his body. This is an ongoing investigation. A proposal from the City County Council could increase vehicle taxes to pay for road repairs and maintenance. This means Marion County car owners would pay more for their BMV registration starting January 1st. Rich Nye has the opposition from the mayor and also a reaction from some car owners too.
The Democrat-controlled City County Council says increasing the county vehicle excise surtax and the county wheel tax will provide a long-term funding solution for the streets of Indianapolis. Most car owners would pay an annual $100 county excise surtax. By comparison, our company paid $35.80 this year on the 2024 Subaru Crosstrek that I drive for work.
Well, my reaction is that the roads are horrible now. We've been taxed for them for the gas tax, and yet nothing's been fixed. They just basically fill in the potholes, and more taxes are going to do what? Exactly, I'm not understanding, because the roads are not getting fixed as they are.
The City County Council leadership says they need to increase the Marion County taxes so that Indianapolis can continue to meet the threshold to receive state matching dollars for road improvements. The state will provide $50 million in road funding if the city raises that same amount. The amount keeps going up over the next 5 years to $100 million in 2031.
We're required by the end of this calendar year to tell the state, hey, we have the money and here's where the money is coming from. Our plan guarantees that. Say in 1 year we don't provide the match, it's not that we get a mulligan. First year we don't provide the match, we don't get it in the future either.
But Mayor Joe Hogsett believes Indy can raise the necessary funds without raising taxes. His statement concludes, "We owe it to our community members to deliver solutions that invest in infrastructure without placing additional financial strain on hardworking families. It is my firm belief that the proposal announced today is not that solution." In Indianapolis, Rich Nye, 13 News.
Marion County residents can comment on this vehicle tax proposal at 3 upcoming meetings. First is the proposal is going to be introduced tonight and considered Tuesday, June 9th. That will be before the Administration and Finance Committee. On June 11th, it'll be considered by the Public Works Committee, and by June 16th by the Rules and Public Policy Committee. And we also have a heads up for drivers. The main route that gets you from downtown Indianapolis out to the Speedway, Long's Donuts, all that good stuff, we want to let you know about this closure. Crews at DPW are closing the 16th Street Bridge for repairs. This project, the city says, will extend the life of this historic arch bridge by fixing some of the broken concrete. The repairs are lengthy. It could take up to 2 years. So get used to rerouting, and this is how to do it. When the detour map, when the bridge does close from the west, you would turn right onto White River Parkway and then go to 10th Street. And then if you're coming from the east, you would take Indiana over to 10th. We have details on this project and this map for you to kind of ponder over a little bit more at WTHR.com.